Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker, go, go, go.
Collab and Flat Track Pod brought to you by our partners. ShredDesign.co. If you're looking for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, look no further than ShredDesign.co on Facebook. Euroka Fencing, the place to go for all your rural fencing needs. Classic wheel spokes, Otway Hydro Blasting, make your old girl look new again. Plus, our newest partner, MX Inc. Do you want your bike to stand out in the crowd with custom graphics done by the best? Then contact Luca and the team at MX Inc. And last but not least, Clava, keeping you on track for longer. Now, onto the episode.
All right, we're into it. Welcome back, everyone, to another The Clava Flat Track Pod. Just me and Tom tonight. No interviews, no rider interviews. We're just going to have a chat and talk about what we've been up to before the Duggan Brothers podcast, which is the one that you should have listened to before this one. It's awesome. 3 young lads from Forbes. They did a really great job actually talking to us. It's in show business, which effectively we are in show business, Tom. They say don't work with children and animals, and there's a reason for that. It's not easy, but the boys showed maturity and probably more mature than I am actually. And they did a great job, answered the questions, and the answers weren't too short and that sort of thing. So it's good. I got some good insight on their family dynamics. I don't know how you took it, but yeah, real keen races. No, it was interesting actually. Real racing history in their family. It seems. I thought that was quite interesting. Not very often we get that sort of feedback when we talk to riders. But we're going to talk about Mildura, my little trip up to Mildura for, I think it was the round 2. I've just put my phone down. I've already forgotten. On the 1st and 2nd of June, 1st of June, night racing. Yeah, awesome event. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the supp regs for Appin for the first 2 rounds of the AFTN 2024 season. And we're going to have a look at the American super trackers, I think they're calling that new class. So we're going to check that out a bit. I've done a bit of adventure riding myself on the smaller capacity adventure bike. So I'm quite keen to look into that a little bit deeper. I put a post out a couple of days ago, but we didn't get any feedback. So we're just going to go off how we feel about it and that sort of thing. Tom went up to Amelia Coote's. Was it funeral or just a memorial? Was it the actual funeral?
It's just like a celebration of life. It was really nice.
Yeah, awesome. So he'll touch on that as well. So rewinding quickly to the 1st of June. That was my rewind voice and noise. If you didn't get that. Yeah, thanks, mate. No, all pretty high-tech special effects here. So, yeah, 1st of June, drove up to Mildura. I actually took me time driving up there. I picked up my mum who lives in Avoca, which is an hour from here, 4 hours from Mildura. As you know, Tom, she's a bit crook, so it was nice to have some time together. We stayed in I'm going to call it the Faulty Towers of Birchip. It was fucking hilarious, I've got to say. It was just a little a country. It's actually not little. It's got quite a few rooms in it, but for me, perfect. Like nothing worked properly. It's a bit rough around the edges, but comfortable. Yeah. You didn't feel like that you had to be wearing slippers. You could walk around in your socks or boots or whatever. It didn't matter, sort of thing. Food was really good, actually. Really nice food. They have a bit of in Victoria. I don't know if it's the same in New South Wales, but we met quite a few backpackers there that are living and working there as part of your residency or your green card or whatever you want to call it to live in Australia. I think she said it was 6 months they had to live in rural Victoria before they could get citizenship. Yeah, that was pretty cool. They all got pretty hammered and partied on pretty late while I was actually editing, I think, Dane Holmeyvest's podcast in bed, listening to Duff Duff music. And then, it actually wasn't really Duff Duff music. It was probably like Jimmy Barnes and that, but it was Duff Duff from where I was sitting. So that was a real interesting Friday night. I'm going to swear a bit here because it really got me angry. This fucking pigeon at 4 o'clock in the morning decided to fucking, I don't know if it was laying an egg, if it was having sex, what the hell it was doing. But unknown to me at that time of the morning, Mum was in the room next door, we had a room each, saying the exact same thing. When we got downstairs for breakfast at about 7 o'clock, she goes, "Did you hear that fucking pigeon?" I went, "Yeah," because we both had no idea what it was. It sounded like a car alarm at first. And I had my bike on the trailer out the back, and the Sorrento that I've got's fairly new to me. And I'm going, shit, do I have an alarm? Like I woke up going, does my car have an alarm? And then I'm listening a little bit harder and I'm going, that's not an alarm. And apparently she was having the exact same thought. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, this bloody pigeon, I don't know what was wrong with the fucking, it sounded sick. Anyway, I didn't have a gun, so I couldn't shoot it. Had to put up with it. We got up at Brekkie, then we drove the rest of the trip. So it's about a 5-hour trip from my place. So yeah, we split it up 2.5 hours each way pretty much. So Birchip, Victoria is about the halfway mark. Went past Oyen, reminisced on the long trotting track there, so you could see it because it's just off the main road. And I was saying to Mum, I want to go back there. Pulled into the servo and there's this big country lad standing next to the counter, and I thought, oh, that's got to be his missus behind the counter. And anyway, got talking to them, and he goes, "Oh, nice bike." And I said, "Thanks, mate," because the bike's not covered. He said, "Oh, yeah." He said, "Well, where are you racing somewhere?" And I said, "Yeah, up at Mildura." And he said, "Oh, yeah, cool." And on the dirt track. And yeah. And I said, "I actually raced here on the trotting track just behind." And he said, "Oh, yeah, I missed that. I had to go away for work, but the missus was there and said it was awesome." I said, "Yeah, it was awesome. It's fantastic." And she goes, "Oh, you might know I think it was second cousin." I said, "Oh, who's that?" And it was Taylor Street's second cousin.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I do know your second cousin. So, yeah, so that was pretty funny. Hopped in the car, drove the rest of the way, got some supplies. Mildura, for anyone that doesn't know geographically where it is, it's going near the New South Wales, well, it's actually right on the Victoria-New South Wales border, one part of it anyway, and it's in the desert pretty much. It's got a lot of wineries, and the Hatter Desert races just down the road from there. Yeah, it's an interesting place. I like going there. I think Mad Max was filmed in some areas around there and a bit further on at Broken Hill. Um, yeah, so it's pretty hard man's country sort of stuff, and yeah, red dirt, red sand everywhere. It's cool. I like it, and yeah, we got to the track. I've been there a couple of times now. Everyone's friendly, hello, all that sort of normal racing community. What took me back was that there was, as you know, Gunnedah New South Wales titles got postponed because of the weather. But there was quite a few travellers there. So we had Brent Webley, Kyle Matchin from South Australia. So I think I don't know if they represent Mud and Tars or Gilmore Speedway Club. We had Moraes sorry, I got Breton, that if I pronounced your surname wrong, I think it's Moraes from Albury. I think there was a couple others from Albury. I can't remember everyone. The Jensens were there. Daniel Leonetti was there. A guy that I did some training with at my place, John from Ararat, was there. A few other Harley Club guys, Harry Wright and Tony Nagel was there with Riley Plum. Yeah, there was lots of people representing from all over, which I thought was really great to see them all come make the journey and support the club. There was quite a few locals there too, but I think, yeah, it'd be quite a different feeling event if everyone didn't travel and participate. So this one was the long track, which I've never actually ridden there. I'm not 100% sure what the pole to pole is. It's got to be 680, 700 meters or something like that.
Yeah, decent size.
Yeah, but it's a paperclip shape, so it's not an oval or an egg, or it's not big radiuses. It's quite tight. They had put a whole lot of new surface on, and exit of turn 2 down the straight, the wall, if you can vision this, everybody, the wall sort of the camber goes into the wall, so it goes down into the wall. So it's a little bit risen in the middle and then down off to each side. So the reason I'm mentioning that is because there was a few big get-offs actually in my heats with that wall was involved. And one of them, the guy could have avoided it. He thought it was a bit moronic, being nice. What he did, he sort of gassed on when he should have just pulled back. He had his front wheel on a back wheel sort of situation. But anyway, he ended up with a broken wrist from what I understand. Hope he recovers well. But yeah, I think that one could have been avoided. But there was a couple others. The other one, it was quite a big one where the riders all retired. Riley Plum, Kyle Matchin, and a guy on a Suzuki. I'm not sure what your name is, mate, but I hope you're all good. That was a pretty hefty one. Kyle's bike was going end over end, smacking everyone in the head and face as it was going around.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was pretty nasty. But I sort of think people underestimated the camber because they were 3 wide. And sort of, if you're on the wrong part of that track, it sort of sucks you into the wall.
Yeah.
And I think when they're free ride, like if the rider on the inside was sort of getting sucked in or the guy in the middle, yeah, there's nowhere to go, obviously. So, yeah, they all just come together. But, yeah, Clark, of course, came up to us I think after the third restart, came up and said, all right, you guys, you got to calm down. We're not racing for championship points here well, they actually were, but not racing for cattle stations or whatever that phrase they normally say is. And we're going, mate, we're the ones that are at the back. Like we're the ones that aren't charging long. We're the ones that are left because everyone else stuck themselves up. But yeah, so anyway, but some really good racing, had some good bar banging times. Mitch Wolf and I had a couple close calls, but both held our lines and everyone was good. No get offs or anything, which was good. A lot of Stewarts were there. I should have mentioned them before from the Harley Club. Yeah, Jack's really and Heath was riding really well actually, but Jack's really picked up his pace, had some good battles with him. Unfortunately, his KTM just seemed to have a lot more herbs down the straight, and so I'd catch him in the corners, go around him or try to, and then he'd get me down the straights again. But 4 times I got him and he couldn't catch me, which was good. Yeah, so I got third overall in the vets, which is 40s over. I was pretty happy with that. That was with a Kelpie block on the front too, and a Michelin on the back. And I did do one practice session with a Maxxis 19-inch American tire on the back with the Kelpie on the front, and that felt good. But yeah, I just felt a little bit more confident with the Mitchie, so I just stuck with that for the rest of the night instead of changing it back and forth. I had to change his chain as it was because my chain was pretty dodgy. Yeah, in the Pro 450, didn't do too bad myself, 5th and 6th and that sort of stuff. Yeah, racing was all really good. I can't remember. I think Kyle Matchin was up there in one of them. I can't remember. Actually, Dan Leonetti got a third, I think, overall. I think it was Pro 450. I didn't write anything down, and I was sort of relying, because they use transponders now, I was relying on them releasing that, and that doesn't seem to be released. So, yeah, I could check again on that, but it wasn't last time I looked. So, but yeah, great night racing. It's always awesome under lights. It actually finished up fairly early, and we got effectively 4 rounds in. So, yeah, it was really well ran. The one thing I do want to say about the Northwest Victoria Motorcycle Club is their response to those incidents was second to none. It was fantastic. Like I don't think I've seen anywhere quicker actually. Like there was a couple guys on a side by side, and yeah, they were there straight away, and then the ambo will come if it was needed, which was pretty much each time. Just the response was fantastic. See them get to the riders straight away and make sure they're good. Like on one of them, I turned back to check on Riley and the other riders, but by the time I'd done a UE, they were already there. So that's how quick it was. So
yeah, that's good to hear.
I was really impressed with that. It showed safety was number one, and that it gave a shit. So yeah, really awesome. Kelsey got up on the box, obviously in the women's, and Chloe Ackley, and they did a bit of a tribute to Amelia as well. Dedicated that one to Amelia, which was nice to see. Yeah, that's probably about it, really. Just a good atmosphere. So if you're ever thinking about going to Mildura, I recommend making the drive, making the trip. It's a great club. Also, there's lots of fun things to do if you like wine and that sort of stuff. There's lots of wineries around there. So if you want to make a weekend out of it, small mini race holiday, yeah, you won't be disappointed. Also, the Murray River runs through there as well. So uh, I don't know if you can hire boats and stuff, but you probably could, a houseboat or something. Cost you $1 million, but anyway, it'd be fun. Uh, so that's pretty much Mildura. We were going to camp, but everyone that was going to camp bailed. So I said to Mum, "Oh, look, I don't really want to camp in the dark. Just us. If it was going to be a bit of atmosphere, it would have." So I felt bad because Willow had a couple footy games in the weekend. She was representing shit, interleague for under 16s, and then she had her club game on the Sunday. So I said to Mum, I'm actually feeling pretty good. It's only 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or something. So why don't I drive back to your place, which was 4 hours? We can sleep, get up, have breakfast, and then I can still catch your game, which was only about half an hour from Mum's place. So yeah, we rolled into Avoca at 3 o'clock in the morning, one eye shut a little bit. I was struggling near the end. It was safe until about the last 20 minutes. But
I'm sure the listeners have done that more than once.
oh yeah. So anyway, yeah, good. Pulled her spare mattress out into the lounge room and yeah, crashed pretty easily. Then went off to Willow's footy, which they won on the Sunday. So I'm glad I made that. She was the smile was worth it. That she was surprised I was there. So yeah, that was really good. So awesome weekend. Looking forward to doing some more traveling. Obviously, Appen coming up. There is I think you text me during the week saying about a practice day coming up for entrance. We're talking about that. Whether we can pull it off or not, I'm not sure yet. The Harley, you would have seen on our socials, on the Clover socials page, that the Harley's coming along. There's still Tim's from Classic Wheels Spokes Otway Hydro Blasting, which is one of our partners for the podcast, is doing a fantastic job helping me. And every time I go over there, he says, "Oh, it won't take much now. We'll be getting it done." But yeah, it seems to be quite a few things keep popping up. So I take that as will be done today. But yeah, I think yeah, it's going to take a couple more trips out there. But yeah, really good, really awesome. Can't wait to get the Harley going and on track. Put some new GCL bars on from Germany on it. They look pretty cool. We've just got to finish the seat board. The wheels are now on with the prototype spaces and a radiator guard, which we've just, for the time being, we've just bent out of some checker plate. And yeah, what else? The slip-ons on. Oh, I've got to weld the lugs for the springs. And that's about it, really. Couple little finicky bits. Make some sort of seat foam. I've got some high density here. It'll probably just be that for the first little bit, and then get a proper one upholstered up after.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's looking good.
Shouldn't be far.
Awesome.
Yeah, not quite an American XG, with all the Vance and Hines and the flash frames and all that sort of stuff. But
well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, got to start somewhere. Yeah, Aussie's nowhere near that in our twins yet. I hear lots of rumours of people getting frames and wanting to do that, and that's great.
Right.
If you've got, to be realistic, you're going to end up spending a good 20 plus grand if you go that way. Oh, yeah, easy. So yeah. So, but if you've got that and that's what you want to do and it makes you happy, go for it. But
definitely.
yeah, we're doing the budget friendly way. And that's sort of, as you all know, that's what Clava originally Kelpie was all about, is making racing cheaper and more affordable for everyone to keep on the track. So keeping you on track for longer, that was the whole concept. Yeah, so hopefully the bike performs well. Not probably going to get quite as much track time as I want. As you know, I haven't really shared with anyone else, but I busted my knee up a bit with a silly little accident in the weekend. Um,
We won't
and
go into that too far if you don't want to.
look, I don't mind being transparent about it. Yeah, where my bike ran beautiful all meeting, and then I went to start it. Daniel Leonetti was here, and we put his wheels on, and I was going to do some laps with him, and the bloody thing wouldn't start at all. It wasn't firing or anything, and I thought maybe I got a bit of water down the pipe or something. So we thought we'll give it a tow start, and yeah, I fucked up the tow. Where I knew when he started pulling me, I'm going, this rope's in the wrong place. But
Oh,
instead of
fucking
saying
no.
stop and realigning it, I just went and yeah, I actually couldn't tell you quite how it happened, but it ended with a bit of a crash and a smack and a oh fuck, that didn't feel good. Um, yeah, you know when you do something like when you have a stack and you just know something's not good. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
like my
Many times.
collarbone, and yeah, it's my knee. I don't think anything's broken, but I've got a black bruise from the top of my chin, and I actually was trying to wash it off in the shower because I thought I've been doing some handyman stuff around the house, and I thought that it was dirt. But I realised today, if I shave my leg, it's still going to be there. It's actually, yeah, just it's black. It's black as black, and
Oh, shit. Yeah,
yeah,
fair
and
enough.
when I'm walking, it feels like I've got a pocket of fluid on top of the kneecap, moving
Hmm.
around back and forward. So yeah, if it's not gone in a month or something, I'll go and get it checked out. But seems to be getting better. I can do most stuff. And your socks on in the morning can be a bit challenging, but apart from that, I can do everything else. So yeah, lots going on in my world. Yeah, Dan's bike's looking good. Those wheels went on beautiful. He's happy, so he's ready to go racing. Brendan, I was talking to him the other day. He's pretty keen to get out there as well. Zane has bought himself some wider triple clamps, I think, so he's waiting to install those. We were meant to have a bit of a team meeting, and I think I mentioned that in one of the other pods, but unfortunately, yeah, some of them didn't make it. So that weekend all sort of fell apart. But anyway, I got lots of stuff done around here and sorted Dan out, and that was good. Managed to fuck my knee up, so that was great. And
Like, productive.
yeah, productive. Hey, I still got up on the roof and installed a new chimney and stuff. So
Mate, I'm proud of you.
not bad, not a bad effort for a hobbly old man. Um, yeah, so really looking forward to Appen. I think I will
Yeah.
be riding. I'm going to enter shortly. I think actually the whole team's entered apart from me, which is good. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that shows excitement because they all just on it straight away, and I think that's great because it's not capped injuries anymore. So we're going to go into the subreps, but it's good they all were keen as mustard to get signed up. Uh, yeah, what else is going on around the traps? Oh, Harley Club had their 100th birthday dinner on Saturday night, which I actually forfeited because I thought we were going to do this team thing. And I actually was going to book Undera for it. And then when Luke said that he wasn't going to come, I just decided, well, I'm going to save the money. We'll do it at home. And then the whole thing sort of fell apart anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they look like there's some photos on the Harley Club Facebook page if you want to check that out. It looked like that was a good night. That's a pretty big milestone for a club, 100 years. As we know, Gunnedah had theirs as well. Was theirs 100 or 90? No, it was 100, wasn't it?
100, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, similar age of clubs, and it shows you the history of our racing. Yeah, it's not a new sport. It was okay. It wasn't exactly the same. They did beach racing, flag racing, flag and barrel sort of racing, all sorts of stuff. But the passion for racing started way back then. So it's great to see those clubs still surviving and still going, and the new members and changing. And yeah, it's real interesting when you start looking into the history of all the clubs in Australia, not just these two, but 100 years. Well done, the Harley Club. Well done, Gunnedah.
Yeah.
If I didn't say that last time when you talked about the anniversary racing. what else? What are we going to mention? Oh, we've got a few Aussies obviously going over to America for the AM Nationals in a fortnight. So Jason Griffith, I can't remember. Did he take out the clubman last year?
23, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Yeah, so he
Yep.
was our AFTN clubman. It was not an Australian championship then, which the clubman class actually isn't a championship class anyway. He was the overall winner for the clubman class, which is a massive feat because those guys aren't slow either.
Nah.
Yeah, it's still fierce competition. So yeah, awesome work, Griffo, and he got second in the, I think it was over 40s at a race last weekend, I think it was. I'm actually struggling to keep up with everything. I'm like a week behind or something. I just,
Yeah,
yeah, I've
fair enough.
gotten way out of whack. I was actually talking to, trying not to name drop, but Matt Drain today, and yeah, he's just saying, "Oh, we just got back from the racing," and I was going, "Oh, yeah, that was the Nicky Hayden one," and he's going, "No, no, no, that was a week ago. That's
Yeah.
it's in New York," and I'm going, "Oh," because I mentioned on the Reed Batty. If you can pull yourself away from the distraction of roasting Darcy about being bald, the Reed Batty
Nah.
podcast, we talk about other things, and yeah, shit, I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Yeah, but anyway, oh yeah, about fans' choice. So yeah, I can't watch the American flat track until 2 weeks after it's been shown on Flow or Phoenix or whatever the hell it's called now.
Yeah, right.
So, Peacock, you called it, wasn't it? Not Phoenix, Peacock.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, so good luck to all the guys racing over there. I hope you have a great time. Sounds like a great racing holiday. Hopefully, we have some Americans coming over here, which sounds like there's a few that are keen. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm not sure why I've done this to myself, but I am in control of the screen sharing today.
So
Nah,
we all know who to blame when this goes ass
we
up.
all know
Nah.
what happens when I start trying to push buttons. The other thing too that Tom and I were talking about the other day off after a podcast was, well, actually, I think I mentioned it to you, Tom, because I have all the stats, is that it's the 9th of September 2024 is the podcast's second birthday. So I'm pretty proud of that, pretty happy about that. So if you have any ideas of how we should celebrate, I think I'll probably polish my head and wear a small sparkly hat or something stupid like that. But and blow one of those, things.
And I'll have a
Uh,
shot every time Darcy gets off topic, so I'll be pissed within the first 25 minutes, so it's all good.
what are you what are you implying?
Nothing at all, sir.
That's criminal. Right.
I'll have to wear my sunny so I don't get get my eyes get scorched from the brightness off your head.
Yeah, poor bastard. Yeah. I've got some welding goggles you can use.
Yeah, I've got a welding mask here. Yeah, it still won't help.
Yeah. Well, it just
All
shows you what
right.
a good job I do. Right, so here we are. You can see that, Tom.
Yeah.
Classes of competition. This is the sub-regs for regs. Keep calling them regs. You'll notice I can't say some words. I think it's my short, stubby tongue. I'm going off topic again. But yeah, my short, stubby tongue makes things like favorite. I can't say favorite properly either. It was pissing me off watching the Duggan. Well, when I was editing the Duggan's podcast, and I was asking them their favorite dinner. I hate saying that word. Anyway,
Oh, this is
all right.
quality.
Last is a
Get
competition.
into it.
Pro 450 MX frame 19-inch flat track 16 plus. These are the classes of competition. Pro Twins 499cc 4-stroke and above in Clubman Open. Junior lights 250, 152 stroke or 254 stroke. Junior 85cc 2-stroke or 154 strokes. So under there, you will notice this little bit, which is actually Matt was asking me today, and I didn't know, but now I do, Matt Drain. So bikes deemed not to be in the spirit of the class may be rejected, adventure bikes, etc. So I always took it as this is regarding the twins. bikes with custom frames may enter the Pro Twins only.
All
So
right,
that,
cool. Yep.
because he was asking, if you bought like is it JM or JC frame or something, can you use that or are they going to kick you out? So you can use that. So because
Yeah.
in the moms it said street frame. So yeah, I was sort of thinking if the custom frame is still within a street sort of spec, not like a motocross frame, I don't see why you
Yeah.
couldn't,
Yeah,
if
I
that
think
makes
that's what they're
sense.
trying to say. They want it more, street style more than a motocross. Because I think it's the Aprilia
Yeah.
that's got a twin, and they want it to be
Yeah, there's a
sort of
couple sort of
authentic.
yeah, there's a couple sort of adventure bikes or big bore motocross bikes sort of things that get
Mm.
close to being able to fit in there, I think. But I thought most of them would be a single engine. But anyway, maybe like you said, the Aprilia. Uh,
Single cylinder.
yeah, well, yeah, the classes with the frames that I think they're trying, or the style of bike that they don't want. I thought most of them would be singles, like a 650 or 800
Yeah.
single or something.
Yeah, you
But
said a single engine, not single
oh,
cylinder.
did I?
Yeah.
Oh shit, bloody hell! All right, sorry
That's all
about
right. I'm
that.
thinking, shit, you're running
Uh,
twin motors now, like
oh,
two
this one
450 strapped together.
I was reading. I was reading when you couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear you before. um, yeah, we had a game of charades before this one. But anyway,
Yeah, fucking
a
well
rider
one.
may enter. You might be able to decipher and explain this to me, Tom. My
Oh,
simple Kiwi brain almost exploded.
oh.
A rider may
Yeah.
enter multiple bikes in multiple classes. However, unless ridden by a different entrant, no bike can be ridden in a class other than that designated in the table above.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, now explain it.
Oh, you've just, where did you go?
Ah, that's still there.
Give me 2 seconds.
6.2. A rider may
Oh yeah,
enter
you
multiple
can ride
bikes
in
in
multiple
multiple
classes, but
classes.
you can't use the one bike in like you can't
In
use
all the
that one
different
bike in a
classes.
different class. If you got a different
Right.
class, it's got to be a
Yeah.
different bike. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Good. 6.3. Endorsements. All junior riders must hold either. Oh, we don't need to go into that, I don't think.
Do it, just the endorsement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
So
okay. That's just so they've just got to be endorsed.
yeah, they've got to
So
be
in other
endorsed,
words,
yeah, they
they just
wouldn't
need to
enter.
have I'm guessing a junior national license.
Yeah, which they wouldn't be racing if they didn't anyway.
No, I don't think you can
Would
enter
they?
because
Yeah.
you got to have
You
a
wouldn't.
national license to enter the
Yeah,
event.
and you got to have riding it and stuff, and it wouldn't let you enter it. When you go on and ride a net and you go to enter a class, like I can't enter the women's, because
Yeah, you've got to
it
be eligible. Yeah,
recognises.
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro Twins will race with no front brake fitted.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
no
Yeah. All
front
right.
brakes.
Yep.
Mine actually has the front brake, but we'll just take it off because I want to race it at club days as well, which you need two brakes in dirt track.
So does that mean you got to take the disc off as well, or can you just take the assembly off?
I will actually reach out to them and ask what they would prefer. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the whole lot. It's
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
probably a weight advantage or something anyway.
Yeah. On those big ass things. Okay. Fair enough.
Pro Twins. I'm going to read this out. I actually haven't read this one, so it's the first time I'm reading it. Pro Twins are to retain the standard frame. The frame must be as O. So this is contradictory to what we just read so far.
No, you.
The frame must remain as OEM in relating to its geometry and engine mounting. Rear suspension mounts can be relocated to accommodate stock replacement. However, any modification must be approved by the technical officer
Yeah.
of
So
the event. So
Yeah,
you
so
can
it's
get
got
it
to
past.
be
Yeah,
within the realm of a standard frame.
yeah.
So it can't be anything too completely out of the ordinary. So it's got to be relatively similar to
So
the
it
standard
can't
frame,
be.
even though it's a custom.
Yeah, so it can't be two mountain bikes welded together to fit your Ducati monster engine in, is what you're
Mate,
saying. Yeah, yeah.
if you're good at TIG welding enough to TIG weld it, I'm sure they'd dare you to do it. But yeah, that's right.
At the discretion of the promoter, custom frame bikes may enter the Pro Twins class, except for the frame. All custom frame machines must meet all other Pro Twins criteria. when combined with Pro Twins for practice, qualifying or racing custom frame machines will be scored separately. Only one fastest qualifier in the combined class will be allocated fastest qualifying points, e.g. if a custom frame bike is the fastest qualifier, the fastest Pro Twins entrant will not earn any qualifying points.
Hey,
Yeah, what? I don't understand that.
yeah, just say it again. Say that again.
Only one fastest qualifier in the combined class will be allocated fastest qualifier points. E.g., if a custom frame bike is the fastest qualifier, the fastest Pro Twins entrant will not earn any qualifying points.
I understand that, but when combined with Pro Twins for practice, so what is combined with Pro Twin? So if you got a custom frame and you enter the Pro Twins, you're not scored unless it's
when combined
standard
with Pro
frame?
Twins for practice, qualifying or racing, custom frame machines will be scored separately.
So there's two classes in a class: custom frames and standard
Yeah,
frames.
yeah, it seems like that, doesn't it?
Ah,
Points in the class will
why?
not be allocated separately. Oh, hold on, because that jumps the page. So this is the
Oh,
finishing point
right.
of that.
What are you
Points
doing
in
to
the
me?
class will not be allocated. Well, I told you it was dangerous me being in control of this. Points in
Yeah.
the class will not be allocated separately, only scored separately for the purpose of overall class results. For example, a Pro Twin finishing second to a custom frame bike will score 50 points for second place.
Well, that still doesn't help me understand that.
Mm.
So in the Pro Twins class, there's a custom frame class and a Pro Twin standard frame class. What?
I'm a bit confused about that part. We're
Yeah,
going to
I'm a
move
little lost
on.
too. If anyone
We're,
listening to this can shed a bit of
yeah,
light on
if
that, yeah.
anyone sort of understands that better than we are not understanding it, that would
Yeah,
be appreciated.
I'm definitely not getting well,
Dave, if you want to give us a call and let us know what we're not understanding there, that'd be great.
Dave, yeah, come
Um,
on, mate, jump on the pod.
yeah, I'll come and jump on.
Yeah, right, okay, fair enough. Well, yeah.
So we've gone through this in the moms. I think it's pretty much the same.
Oh, yep,
The
yep.
amount of riders, maximum number of riders on the track is 18. The maximum number of riders per class is 18, except Pro 450. The maximum number of riders in Pro 450 class is 36.
Okay, so at the end of the day, if maximum riders, like it says there, is 36, so what happens if 40 people enter? Do the top 36 in qualifying go to the meeting and the other ones go
Yes,
home?
correct.
Ah,
Uh,
right. That's interesting. I kind of like that.
entries, yeah, entries. Yeah, so you got to earn your spot.
Yeah,
Entries will
yeah.
not be limited. However, those riders who do not, so I like this bit too, which I haven't read, I'd only heard about. Those riders who do not qualify within the number of riders per class specified will not be eligible to race that round. Entrants who do not qualify to race are eligible for a 50% refund on their entry fees for the round.
So does that
So,
mean if, say, for instance, a
so if
fast
I
rider goes
go,
out for qualifying and first lap comes off and can't finish qualifying, you're done?
if he can't go back out and ride, I'm guessing he's done, and he won't qualify, so he could be eligible for a refund unless they say, no, you're doing something bloody stupid or something. I don't know,
Well,
to
I'm
be
meaning as in
honest.
like, say, for instance,
Mm.
you go down and your handlebar,
Yeah, yeah.
and you can't get back into the pits and put a new set of bars on before the 5 minutes of qualifying are up. Does that mean just tough titties? You're out.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, right. Okay. No, it's just well.
Yeah,
This is all new because,
yeah,
like, as you know, for Australian title, if you enter, you're in all the heats. Like
yeah.
you're in the
Yeah, well,
event. So
no,
this
this
is
is
all.
you've got to earn your spot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's going to be making racing 10
So
times
yeah, I
better.
do
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. I so I said that I like the 50% refund thing.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's
I
good.
like
That's
it
good.
because it might help attract people to come. But I did have this conversation with Dave. I actually think he won't have a problem with people coming. We did a poll a while ago about flat track in Victoria and what people would expect and like an event, and gave them different options. And it was about the 88 to 90% of riders were happy to still make the journey, even if they didn't qualify for the heats in the main.
Okay.
So I think that's a pretty high chance. And when you put it into perspective, guys, with the qualifying and the practice, you actually get more laps than you would in a whole dirt track meeting anyway. So,
So my question here is obviously from fastest qualified 18th is in Pro 450A, and then 19 to 24 it says there is in Pro 450B, and then you've got 25 to 34 is also in Pro 450B.
I'm not sure about that, mate.
Because why has it got 18 for A, and then below it it's got 12,
Yeah,
and then
so
below it
the
it's
Pro
got up to
450
18.
class with greater than 18 entrants, field will be split into Pro 450 and Pro 450B. See table. Pro 450 is fastest qualifiers, Pro 450B remaining riders. Both groups race the entire program and accrue championship points. The top riders from Pro 450B
Oh, no.
in race one have the option to transfer to Pro 450 as per table below.
You have to
Points are
scroll down a little
awarded
bit.
through
What you're reading is underneath the bottom of my screen.
Scroll down.
Yeah, scroll down. Sorry, yeah. No,
Up
I looked at that completely wrong. 18 riders
okay.
in Pro 450A, 18 riders in Pro 450B. That's what it is.
Yep, righto. So
I
points
misread that with
are
the numbers
awarded
that are
through
on
both
the
groups. For
classes.
example, with 24 entrants, the winner of Pro 450B race one will earn 22 points, the equivalent of finishing 14th. Yeah, which we read in the moms. So that's
a
nothing.
top two from Pro
there.
450B has an opportunity to go up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
should there
does that
be
mean that there's still only 18 in Pro 450A or 20?
It should be 18.
But if you've got
Yeah.
two going up from Pro
If you've already
450B, does that
got
mean
18.
the last two from Pro 450A drop down to still have the 18 rider grid, or is it a 20 rider grid? It might be a stupid question, but
No.
if two get
It's
to
not
go up,
stupid.
is it 16 and then the fastest two?
It
Because the
must be
fastest
6.
two in B got
It
an
must
option
be
to
6.
go up.
Yeah, it must be 16.
Yeah. So that means if the two riders from Pro 450B don't want to go up, does that mean the next two have an opportunity to go up, or does it just stay at 16?
Oh, hold on. Yeah. No, look on that table. Okay.
Yeah.
The answer's there. So 1 to 18 riders, Pro 450, 18 riders, no one in Group B.
Right.
19 to 24 riders entered or qualified. 12 riders in Pro 450, 7 to 12 riders in Pro 450B. If 25 to 34 riders, 16 in Pro 450 and up to 18 in B, and two can move across.
And then one can go up or two can go up.
Yeah.
Depending on the entrance.
Yeah.
Fuck that God, they made that read like it was asked about, but that makes sense. Yeah. So I did balls.
It could just be us too. And
it's definitely us.
I haven't got my reading glasses on either, which isn't helping. Should there be insufficient entries in any class of competition, the decision to run or cancel the class or to combine events and redistribute any awards and or prize money will be in the discretion of AFTN, subject to MA approval. Clubman open to have a minimum number of 18 entrants.
Maximum number of 18 entrants.
Oh, shit, sorry, maximum. Gotta watch your wording there, Clover.
You gotta wear those different glasses.
Yeah,
so 18 can only enter the Clubman. Yeah, all right. So that's
all right,
it's not a championship, so they can cap that.
Yeah, that one's capped.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys are going to be entering the Pro 450 anyway.
Yeah.
But if you are considering Clubman, make sure you get your entry in quick because I think it will still full up. There was a lot of clubmen last year.
Yeah.
Entries, the opening and closing dates can be found in the table below for each round. So when have I got to? The 13th of next month, the entries close. So you've got to the 13th of the 7th or 13th of July before the closing date of entries. That's for round 1 and 2 at Appin. Round 3 and 4, they open on the 25th of July, and they close on the 17th of August. And then
Hold on,
5th and
isn't round 1 and 2 the 13th and 14th of July? Or is it 13th and 14th of August?
15th. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, shit. Now you're getting my dates all. My dates all fucked up. No, July 27th and 28th is
Oh,
round
yep,
1
yep,
and
yep.
2 at Appin. Yeah, these are
Yeah.
for entering. Yeah, not
Sorry,
the
the
event.
new date for the New South Wales Dirt Track titles is 13th and 14th of
Yeah,
July.
you could tell. I
Sorry.
knew what you were trying to say, and I
Yeah,
totally did
my
my head.
dates are given kicking my ass as well. Yep. No, she's all good. Keep going.
Yeah,
Don't worry about me.
and then for the November, they open in, so November is round 5 and 6, isn't it? They
Yep.
open in August and they close a couple months later. Oh, so they're open for a long time.
Yeah, on the 2nd of November. 10 days before the event.
Yeah, shit.
Awesome.
In case of postponement or abandonment of the meeting, all or any part of the entry fee may be retained by the promoter if such retention is approved by EMA. Only entries received via RiderNet will be accepted. Here in Australia, we have a governing body thing called RiderNet where you sign up to. So you've got to enter through that. Entry fees are $130. $100 if you want to do multiple classes. If you want to come and race Darcy and the twins, as well as do 450s, it's going to cost you $230 to have that pleasure. All junior riders, pretty much the same. Oh, I've done well. Pro twins a little bit cheaper, but we do get less track time. So
Yeah, you're
just
only
as
you
well,
only do
Dave.
3 rounds,
Yeah.
yeah.
Only do 3. Yeah. So, okay. No one needs, you can look through that, guys, if you want to figure out how to pay it. It's not hard. Scrutineering. Now, this one, you will need to be strict on the scrutineering. Make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, as we've mentioned in other podcasts. They are being strict on it. Lights. Yeah, same as last year's. Starts will be penalised. They'll get a red flag. The offending rider regulated to the penalty line for a full restart. Second offence, the same rider might be excluded.
Oh, right, okay, yep.
Dummy grid, procedure, refer to final instructions, see your flags and signals, be all pretty much normal. Race format, time practice 5 minutes, qualifying 5 minutes in 4 races for Pro 50, 5-5-4 races for clubmen, 5-5-3 races for twins, 5-5-4 races for junior lights, 5-5-4 races for junior 85s. So the idea of the time practices, those times actually count as far as I believe. So if your fastest time was in practice, that's the one that will qualify you.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, fair enough.
That's what I was told. Is it written there? Yeah. So Pro 450 and Clubman, Pro 450 class grid positions will be determined by time practice, qualifying, and Super Pole for the top 6. So the Super Pole, if you don't know what it is, will consist of the 6 fastest riders, merged times for time practice and qualifying, and will be a solo, unimpeded flying lap of the circuit in reverse order from 6 through to the first fastest rider. The rider will enter the circuit via the dummy grid, cross start finish line, gain speed, and start their flying lap when they cross the start finish line for the second time. When the rider completes their flying lap and crosses the start finish for the third time, they to move off the race line and exit the circuit to the designated waiting area as the next rider begins their Super Pole session. So it does run really smoothly the way they do that. I do like how that works. The rider who finishes fastest and is awarded Super Pole will have the option to choose their start position in each race on either the left or right side of the first row of the grid, and the rider who finishes Super Pole in positions 2 through to 6 will line up in order alongside them.
So does that mean pole position can choose any grid on the front row, or is it either the inside or the outside?
It says on either the left or right side. So I'm guessing that it's any position in the front row
Yeah,
from left
okay.
to right. I'm guessing. It would
Yeah,
be
you'd want to
silly
hope so, because
if
if
you think that the best starting place is from the middle and you can't choose it. Seems a bit unfair. I
well,
doubt
yeah,
that would be
it's
the way
kind
it
of
is.
pointless. Kind of pointless. You
Yeah,
trying to get pole position when you could be out in the marbles, or you could be the inside where,
yeah.
no one's laid any rubber down yet.
Riders in the Pro 450 class who merge times from time practice and qualifying have them finishing in position 7 to 16, 7, 12 when 19 to 24 entrants. That is their final starting position.
Right.
Okay. Riders in Pro 450 class whose merge times from time practice and qualifying have them finishing in positions 17 to 34 will be transferred into Pro 450B,
Yeah.
where they're merged. Yeah, time.
I think we pretty much went through.
Yeah, that's all mom sort of stuff. You can, so if you want to read these all through yourself, because we make no sense at all and don't actually talk English, you can go on Aussie Flat Track Nationals website under, I think it was Rider. You'll see supp reg, and you can go in there and have a look. Oh, okay. So this one I haven't seen before. Should the timing not be available for time practice or qualifying for whatever reason, no points will be awarded for the fastest qualifier, and riders' start positions will be chosen by peg draw for the race one,
Oh, right.
with the finishing order from each race after that determining the start order.
So as if the transponders aren't working for some reason.
Yeah, if transponders aren't working or the timing dudes, I can't remember their name, sorry, if they miss their plane or something like that.
Fair enough.
Well, you just never know. A bird might fly into the engine. Who
Oh
knows?
God,
Apparently that
Oh.
happens a bit in Australia.
What, don't they have birds in New Zealand?
No, we eat them all.
No comment.
Prize
No,
money. Oh, we
it
all want
seems all
some prize
somewhat
money.
straightforward. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty excited for it.
So you may be requested to make an appearance representing yourself, your teams, and AFTN. So be prepared for that with media, that sort of thing. I think it's Rianne might come up and have a chat to you. So yeah, smile. Make sure you mention your sponsors. Be nice. As you can see, we're trying to put on a show here in Australia and entice people. Yeah, so lots of stuff in there to read. Actually, if you're machines and riders, riding numbers.
Don't forget your engine number and your VIN number is correct
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your.
Make sure you do that properly.
Yeah.
Riding numbers, wherever possible, competitors will be allocated their registered riding number. Excuse me, on their preferred riding number or their preferred riding number. Or others will be
Oh, riders in all
allocated
classes who
numbers.
lead the series points are to run red number plate backgrounds.
What was that? Riders who finished the previous
No, riders in
AFTN
all
series.
classes who lead the series points are to run red number plate backgrounds.
Huh.
So I don't think
Riders who
you could do that between round 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 or 5 and 6. But if the end of round 1 and 2, if you're leading your class,
you have to get a
they're
red
asking you to
background.
put a red background like Jet Lawrence, I guess. Yeah. That's pretty
Riders who
sick. But
finish the previous AFTN series in the top three are eligible to use the corresponding number should
oh,
they be racing in the same class in the following season. Then it's got 21.3 riders in all class who lead the series points to run a red number plate background.
that's pretty sick.
So should I just go out with a red number plate? That will just sort of that, won't it? Right from the
Well,
beginning.
you could do that, but when you get your front plate made up, get them to make a red one as well, so you can swap it over when you win the first race.
Yeah. I think no. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed aluminium or metal or anything number plates. So go into the GCR's general competition rules on MA just to check that. I'm pretty sure that's what I read. So
fair
plastic,
enough.
fiberglass, I think's okay. Any decals or advertising other than the required MA and event decal. Okay.
I'm sure you'd use just Perspex or something like that anyway. I think back in the day they used to use the top of ice cream lids, didn't ice cream containers, didn't they?
Fucking, you're kidding me, aren't you?
No, I'm telling mate. Go look back in the day. I think they used something along those lines. Whatever they could find, mate. Probably, I don't know,
Okay.
ripped apart their mailbox and screwed it to the front of their bike. You never know what they used back then.
Back numbers are compulsory riders. Only in Australia. Yeah.
only
Back,
here.
back numbers matching the machine riding numbers are compulsory for all classes in contrasting colours. Minimum size 125. So yeah, you might want to read all this stuff. I'm not sure how strict they'll be on that, to be honest. But yeah, you might want to read it and maybe have something that will comply just in case.
Yep.
Riders briefing as normal. Oh, okay. So distances of the track. So our biggest track is the Gunnedah TT by the look of it at 840 metres, followed by Appin round one, which is the flat track, 740 metres. So
Yeah, right. I didn't think it was
basically,
that big. Yeah, nice.
neither did I. Basically, a half mile, just under half
Yeah.
mile. Uh, the TT is a half mile, just over, but it's got rights and lefts, so it's not really a half mile, is it?
What had happened?
No, Gunnedah,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
840, but half miles and I think in flat track are always over, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Anything with a right hander, there's a TT.
yeah. So that's a half mile TT if you want to word it that way. They might have just invented something. Appin TT is 520 meters. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
so yeah, a lot shorter.
Yeah. I wonder if we need to have a talk to Greg about this because that's intriguing. That's 200 meters difference.
I think
220.
it may be. I think the numbers are wrong there because there's no way the what do you call it
The TT
the
should be
flat
long.
track's no way the flat track's longer than the TT because the TT cuts back in on itself,
In out. Yeah.
and where you go from the in where you turn into the TT and when you come out of the TT is what 30 meters, 40 meters
Yeah, something
from
like that.
each other. Like if you're going around the flat track, so.
Mm.
Maybe
Oh,
it's
they must
540, but I still don't see
they
how it's longer.
must have measured it. So the surface is a loam. It's saying for Appin, that blue grooves, which is right.
Yep,
Brisbane, 513 metre oval, decomposed granite, 520 TT, decomposed granite. Gunnedah, 601 flat track, oil soaked dirt, which it is. And then
yep.
the TT's 840 metres, which had about 9 turns from memory in it.
Yeah, yep. That
Sound
seems
testing
to be
may
the
be
favourite for a lot of
conducted.
people.
So, yeah, have your standard pipe just in case.
No tire warmers.
Protective tyres is always an interesting one. Flat track tyres are permitted for all use at all events on rims widths not exceeding 3.5 front and rear for the following classes. Well, that's all the classes available, apart from the 85s. 17-inch flat tyres are permitted for use at all events for the junior 85cc's. Tyre warmers are not allowed, as Tom just mentioned before, as per the rules. The original, so I did actually talk to Dave about, let's carry on that. The original molded flat track tyre tread pattern cannot be cut or modified. Trimming protruding tyre tread for the purpose of fitment is allowed. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Hand cut or MX trial, enduro and track racing type tyres are not permitted. So also, Dave did say to me that you can put a new edge on. So as long as you're following the original manufacturer's pattern, you can cut a new edge. So basically just slice the dull bit off, how they round off, and put a
yep.
new edge. But then you need to get the scrutineer, who was Trino Donald, at the top of the page. I didn't go through the officials, but You'd need to go to Trent and get him to inspect it to make sure you haven't gone into the carcass. So be
So
very
you
careful if you
can't
do cut
groove
a new
new
edge.
lines of tread. You can only sharpen the existing ones.
Yeah, exactly. Well done, Tom. You understood me.
Thank you, man.
Fantastic. Pit allocations. You can all read that for yourselves. Fuel, no more than 100 RON, so that'll all be in the moms. Anti-doping, just don't go out stoned, guys. You should be fine. Code of behaviour, behave. Environmental protection, love the environment. Fire extinguishers, good fun. Special notes and warning. No booze, drugs in the pits. No thongs, sandals, open shoes in the pits. All pretty standard stuff. Riding
Oh,
of
no skateboards.
motorcycles in the pits or anywhere off the track, including car park, isn't permitted. No smoking in the pits. No push bikes, scooters, skateboards are allowed in the complex. No animals allowed. Guide dogs and assistant animals are accepted, but must be on leash. All right, so that wraps that up.
Yeah, it's all
Awesome.
somewhat straightforward, I guess.
Yeah, so I wanted to do this quick one because we were only going to be short, weren't we, Tom?
Yeah.
We weren't going to
And I
make
think
it late tonight.
I think
We're
we're about an
already
hour and a
at
half in.
24 minutes over what I was planning on doing. So, anyway, as you can see on my screen now, if you're listening to us and watching us on YouTube, listening and watching on YouTube, American Flat Track have a new class coming to Sturgis. It's called Adventure Trackers. So, Adventure Trackers. Can I do that in a more?
That photo looks freaking unreal.
Can I do that in a more announcer voice? Adventure Tracker. No, I need to practice that. Trying to
You got to clear the throat first.
Adventure Trackers. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. AMA
Good
Pro
one, Scotty
Racing.
Doomer.
It's a pretty good picture. They can be jumped. I've seen people really ride the arse out off these things, and so that's one of my concerns. I'm sort of on the same page as Corey Texter and the Tank Slapping Pod. They talk about it as well, and Eric. I'm not against the bikes. They clearly don't know much about adventure riding and adventure bikes and what it's all about. I've done a fair bit of it. It's great fun. Go on a long trip, usually have a destination, ride across country and a bit of road and whatever to get there. And it usually ends up in the piss up and you ride home hungover. So it's a lot of fun. They are pretty big machines. There is a few different types, but they've decided to go with the larger capacity CC. And there's a list of bikes here. We'll scroll down. I was going to read it all out, but we've gone over time. But
Wow.
so some of the bikes that are compatible and are to be used: BMW R1250 GS, BMW R1300 GS, Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally 1158 cc's, Harley Davidson Pan American 1250 cc's, Honda African Twin 1100, Kawasaki Versys. That's the one I'm not familiar with. 1000 cc's, KTM 1290 Super Adventure, KTM 1390 Super Adventure, Suzuki V-Strom 1050 cc's, Triumph Tiger 1200, Yamaha Super Tenere 1200. They all have 650s, 800s, and 900 cc versions of. Not all brands have those CC capacities, but they all have a smaller one, is what I'm trying to say. Why they didn't go with those, I think that would have been a lot safer for the riders. I know that they're aiming to attract pro riders on these things, so they've got the skills, but yeah, sort of terrifying. If it goes wrong and you high side one of those suckers, it's not going to be good. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's not appealing to me, mainly because the
Actually,
style of
did
it.
you say that this class is going to debut at Sturgis?
Yeah.
Have you seen the? I don't know if it's an actual layout or it's if it's like a prototype of a layout or whatever. It looks like it's mainly on road.
Yeah, I think it's so a couple years back, they had Supermoto there, and
Yeah. They're talking about the manhole cover or something along
Josh
those
McLean
lines.
raced it, and so I was following Josh a bit at that time, and I watched that race, and I've got a feeling that's the circuit they're going to be using, well, a very similar circuit to what that was. They're throwing dirt down here and there, and I mean they have to have a certain percentage of dirt down, I think. Look, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. It might be a real crowd pleaser, we don't know, but just looking at the bikes, so nothing else, not just the size of them and that, but looking at the bikes, they're not in the vein of flat track. That's what I
Yeah.
don't like about it, is where, I think a futures class for the young guys of like a light street class of the Harley Davidson 350, which is, it looks like a little street track. You've got the Husqvarna Verpentine or whatever that's called. I can't remember what it's called. That's quite a cool sort of futuristic tracker sort of looking bike. SR400s, KTM Dukes. You can make them look pretty flat tracker, street tracker style. They're all in a similar vein already. So if you wanted to sort of bring in a different demographic, there's lots of riders that love those bikes. So I sort of think that could have been an
quickly
angle.
share my screen to what I found the other day with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on, you got to undisable it.
Oh no. See if you can now.
Yeah, I got it now. Right,
I don't know.
on the right.
Hold on, I've got to stop my share. I think I can't see yours.
No, it says mine is loading.
I
So
hope
that
you haven't got
picture there.
anything. I hope you haven't got anything up we're not meant to see. Yeah.
Geez, you're making me out to be an internet sex pest or a deviant or something.
Oh, I was making like
Yeah.
you just made yourself look like a deviant.
It says,
Yeah, pretty
Sturgis Rally
small.
AMA short track race update. So
That's not enough, dude. Fucking
no
hell.
way in the world. But by the sounds of it, that's what they were talking about. But
Yeah.
when you type in Sturgis Half Mile 2024, it says Black Hills, which is the circuit they normally ride on, which obviously is not the Buffalo chip. It's
Yeah. The one they used last year instead of the Buffalo chip.
yeah, because it's
Yeah.
normally at Black Hills, which
Yeah.
is
That one on your left, far left.
That's that one there, yeah.
Yeah, look,
That's
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. Yeah,
but that's road. That's a lot of road. That's not
yeah,
even
not saying it won't work, but the fact that if they put it on a circuit like that, it's sort of weird. Does that mean everyone's racing that circuit? 450s, twins, everyone?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with that.
No, that's 2016.
I
I'm just
think
trying to see if I can see a new
I
if there's
think
a new
I really agree with Corey. I think you got to listen and you've got to know your demographic. And I understand they're trying to grow the sport, but yeah, I think there's other ways they could be doing it.
I remember they used part of the road circuit for Daytona one year.
Yeah, but that was a real short section. Like that was just
that
straight.
was only the back straight, which was great. I think they got great
that
feedback
was
from that.
Yeah, that was good. It was banked, and that's different. But that picture you showed me, if that's correct, that's 90-10, 90-10, 90% road
100%, yeah.
and
So
10% dirt. That's bullshit. That's
but
not flat
I
track.
did see footage, I wouldn't say a fair while ago, of Brian Smith riding around Sturgis on the road, but didn't really hear a hell of a lot out of it. You probably, if you go on the Tank Slapping podcast, they might mention it here and there, possibly. But yeah, and that update was in June 11th. So that update was what, a week ago?
Yeah.
So and when Sturgis coming up, Sturgis is very soon, if not maybe the next event. So yeah, normally they've got a flyer or something along those lines. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's later on in the year.
I can't remember the dates. If you go, since you're so good at sharing, if you go to their American Flat Track website, it'll be on there.
Yeah.
The schedule.
What did it?
You got to get off images and go on all. Oh, yeah, well, that will work too.
If it pops up, close your eyes, Darcy. It might hurt your head moving that far.
Yeah, it is.
There you go, Peoria. Yeah, August 6th.
Black
But it
Hills
says, yeah,
half
it
mile.
says,
So it's Black Hill. Yeah.
yeah, it says Black Hills. Yeah, that's 2024. It's a provisional one, but like, well, maybe, yeah, maybe Rapid City is the town in South Dakota, but I thought Sturgis
Yeah.
was the town.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because Corey was saying 2 months' notice. They've only got 2 months' notice. So and so I was speaking to Matt today, and he was saying that the bikes, and actually, if we went back to the one that I was looking, if you let me screen share now,
Yeah, have I got to stop it? Or you
I
got
think you've
control?
got to stop it. Did it say there? I think the bikes are pretty much stock Venture Trackers class, which will make its high-profile debut as a feature attraction of the inaugural. Oh, I can never say that word. Inaugural
Inaugural.
Sturgis TD in Sturgis, South Dakota on August 11th. We should have just read that. Just gave us the fucking day.
I guess hit
The
the bed
basic
there,
rule
yeah.
set. The basic rule set centers on a production-based race bikes that remain as close to street stock as feasible, including stock bodywork, engines, frames, swing arms, fuel tanks, and more. As adventure bikes are specifically designed to be supremely versatile machines, these rules have been constructed to showcase the inherent capabilities of the bikes when piloted by professional racers, all while minimizing costs. AFT Adventure Track is a professional racing class for large displacement adventure bikes with engines over 1,000 cc's. The list includes an impressive collection of peer motorcycles that boost similar power to weight ratios in what's become one of the fastest growing and fiercely competitive segments of the global motorcycle market. So,
Right.
listening to that, they are right. Adventure riding is huge. I don't know where it stands so much at the moment, but quite a few years ago now, it must be a good 10 years ago now, Charlie Bowman and Ewan McGregor did a long way round on BMW 1200s, and that was pretty successful. Yeah, lots of that. I'm pretty sure that sold a lot of Beamers. Yeah, and so the interest in those motorcycles is there. Whether those enthusiasts are interested in seeing them being raced around, apart from like the Dakar Rally or something that would be more appropriate, that's what we're yet to see, I think. And I'm sure with the size of them and that, it is going to be impressive if they're throwing them around, and it'll be interesting to see the time differences between the other classes. Yeah, the bikes just aren't really in that flat track theme for me, and maybe I'm being a bit naive or too stubborn with change or something, but I just think there's other things they could have chosen. Like a futures class would be really good. I'd be happy to watch a futures class of, like the young amateurs that are looking to go pro or something like that, or even a entry level pro class, if that makes sense, on a street machine, something like that, like those
Yeah.
400s and 350s, and then they go to the 450s, then they go to the twins, something like that. It must be really hard to make these decisions. Like they've obviously done a lot of research and think it's the right way to go. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see that one. So the 11th of August, I think there'll be all eyes on the American flat track at Sturgis, which is what they want, which is going to be great. But let's hope the racing's good and no one gets seriously injured or anything on them. Because yeah, you're talking what 300 plus kilos of motorcycle. That's a lot of motorcycle.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll
Um,
set them up though, so they're not so they're
oh
a
yeah,
lot
that's
more rider friendly.
as they're saying, they're pro racers. They're not gonna, yeah, they're gonna make sure they're good.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah. It's not like you and
yeah,
me
I'm
getting on
not.
them things and trying to rip assholes out of it.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
recipe for disaster.
I'm not sure who the races are going to be. I got told some names today, but that's not concrete. So I'm not going to. If those guys do jump on them, it will be bloody interesting, and it will draw a lot of crowd.
Awesome.
Like Corey was saying, 2 months is not a lot of notice to put it all together. So
No.
even if the bikes are staying stock, yeah, Yeah, it'll be interesting. I wonder about the suspension and that because I don't think you'd have to do that much to them, to be honest, because they're ridden a lot on the road anyway, so they're already sort of suited to flat, if that makes sense. It's funny because I had considered as a very budget friendly KLR 650 Kawasaki sort of budget adventure bike, plastic bash plate. Yeah, pretty low, low frills, no frills, I should say. And my bass player that I was in a band with, he had a GS 1200, and it was like riding a lounge suite down the road. It was beautiful. It was comfortable, shaft driven, really smooth.
Yeah.
But every time we went out in the bush, like on a ride, every time something would happen, the not GPS, ABS would go off and you couldn't get it out of it. His bash
Right.
plate broke off a couple times. Mine never broke off. I think the only time I had a mechanical was actually a flat battery. And the rest of the time, that bike just went everywhere and through everything. And yeah, I spoke to a few other guys that were riding to adventure bikes, and one other guy said to me, the only two bikes he'd ever consider buying is the Triumph Tiger or a KLR, which I thought was really interesting. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, but you can give them a hard time. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see with them being pretty stock how they go. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on throwing a motorcycle like that around? I know Jared Brook, didn't he ride a Harley at Dust Hustle or something like that?
Yeah, I remember the Sultans of Slide. Tom Edwards rode a FTR 1200, which I dare say would be somewhat similar, being
Yeah,
a bigger
weight
size
wise.
engine than the 750. But yeah, I don't know. It's not anything I've ever thought of doing. So it'd be definitely be interesting to see. It'd be interesting who comes out, what bikes they use,
Yeah.
what sponsors get on board, the backing of it.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't see how it
I
can hurt the sport. It's obviously
I
something
don't
new
I
is
don't see
yeah.
the because the geometry of an adventure bike is similar to a motocross bike in a way.
Okay.
Um,
Yep.
so well, that's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's how I look at them, like a giant motocross bike.
Yeah.
Um, so I think they'll handle fine, but the sheer size of them scares the shit out of me. Like I
Yeah.
don't,
Oh, they do look
yeah.
they do look massive, yeah.
But the baggers and Road America's proven quite successful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I don't know. There's no easy remedy or easy fix. I sort of yeah, if it's just to publicity to grow the sport, I hope it works for them. But I hope it sort of doesn't take. I hope it doesn't take the limelight away from the twins and the 450s either. I think
Oh,
marketing using.
I don't doubt it'd do that. It'd get a lot of interest, but I don't
Mm,
think it'll take anything
but
away from the rest
I
of it.
think them investing money into marketing and advertising and having like with Mission Food, when they came on board, they had Jared Mees' picture in supermarkets, the cardboard cutouts and that sort of stuff. I think
Yep.
that's the way you should go. Just keep taking it to the public in places that they might not normally see it, and
Yeah.
yeah, just keep trying to catch people. But maybe they did blew their budget on ideas like that and marketing strategies, and it didn't work. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in the end.
That's it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was sort of talking to Dave Maddock about that the other week too. If so much stuff gets lost on social media, how do you actually penetrate the market and get new people to come and spectators to actually come and watch? Races isn't such an issue. I think he's got plenty of races in the geographical area that he's focused on. So I don't think that's such an issue. But yeah, you want to get the money through the gate so that he can make a profit and keep growing it. And
I think you just need to find something that sparks their interest, and it's not exactly easy when not everyone has the same interests away from the sport either. But I guess you're not going to go to a rugby league game if nothing about it interests you. So,
well, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes if your mates going and yeah, like I went to cricket and I hate cricket to be honest, but
hmm,
I actually went to cricket because my daughter wanted me to. because she loves cricket, and I actually ended up enjoying it. It was what do you call it? Oh, it's the short games. It's only like 8
Oh, the
overs or something.
2020.
Yeah, something like that. But it was actually women's cricket. But it was actually it was really good. Yeah, once I started understanding how it all worked,
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed it. And we had a good time and we were screaming and had wigs on and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty funny. But
Well,
yeah, I think you can get people in that way. So yeah, to our listeners, always bring someone along that's never been. And before you know it, they'll be giving you a lift, that sort of thing. I think that's a good way to help grow the sport. They actually quite a couple years ago now, I remember I think it was Off Your Groove. I think they might have been photographers or they were involved some way, and that's exactly what happened to them. They had never been to a flat track race in their life, and a friend said he was going to the races on Friday night or something when they were trying to hook up with him, and he said, "Why don't you come?" And they went, and they were hooked. So
yeah, right.
I
Yeah.
think that's a really good way communicate to your mates and that you're going to watch the racing. Do they want to come? That's
So peer
probably
pressure.
a bit of peer pressure here.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say hold a bloody shotty to their head and say you
No,
come
but
into the race.
most tracks you can bring an esky into the crowd and sit there and get on the piss and watch the racing and whatnot. But I'm guessing it's whatever the atmosphere tickles your fancy is what's going to get you there.
Yeah. Well, you got in. Oh, sorry. We did say at the start about Amelia's weekend last weekend. Did you want to touch on that? How that was, and obviously
Yeah,
very sad.
made the trip up to
Yeah.
Newcastle for the for Amelia's celebration of life. Yeah, it was lovely. It was a great send off. Yeah, saw a lot of people from the racing community showed up, which was great. Met a lot of people, which is awesome. Kelsey Jensen and Chloe Ackerley came up from Victoria, made the trip up for the weekend, which was awesome too. Yeah, it was a fantastic send off. Amelia's KDM had Jaden Trenbarth's number on it and a mural of Amelia on the radiator shroud. Well, the whole bike was sort of a mural
Oh,
of
wow.
Amelia, a face, and I was on there as well. And yeah, Amelia's dad sort of pretty much gave the bike to Jaden to ride. Yeah, that was touching. I reckon that was fantastic. And all normally celebrations like this that's got around motorsport, Brody Trembrath brought his bike out and ripped a massive skid out the back, and yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, it was a lovely send off. It was very sad towards the sort of end of the night. There was a lot of smiling faces, a lot of hugs, a lot of friendships made, and yeah, I'd like to say again, yeah, Amelia, you've touched a lot of people. You've definitely spread the love. You've definitely made friends, and yes, a lot of people love you. So yeah, racing peace, darling, and yeah, my heart goes out to Amelia's mum, dad, and family, and yeah, I was honoured to be a part of it. That was fantastic.
Yeah, awesome. And big shout out to Eric Hartley too. He mentioned Amelia on the Tank Slapping Pod, and they sent their best wishes. Thanks a lot, America, and everyone
Yeah,
over
thank
there.
you.
And same back to you guys for your losses as well in the racing. We are one big family, and yeah, losing a young lady at the age, or losing anyone's difficult, but a young lady at the age of 15, yeah, it's really hard when a young rider is injured like that and loses their life. And yeah, it was great that everyone made that trip up. I'm sure the family appreciated it. Sorry
Oh,
that
without a
I
doubt.
I
Yeah.
didn't make the effort, but yeah, it doesn't mean we're not thinking about you. It's yeah, it's full on. I really don't know what to say. I'm not really that great with death. I've had a lot, well, not a lot. Well, actually, yeah, quite a bit of experience with death with friends and stuff, doing wrong things and stuff. So it's sort of, I don't know, it might seem a bit detached, but I'm not. I do get affected by it. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, we've ended another pod on that gloomy subject. But what's coming up? Also, I just did want to mention too, sorry to Reed and any of his other sponsors, because we did finish up talking about him earlier last time. We sort of cut it short, so he didn't get the chance to thank them or his sponsors, but we know that he does appreciate you guys. So next time we have Reed on, we'll make sure he reads his big list of sponsors out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And what have you got on the cards, mate?
Tried to twist Matt's arm a little bit to try and get him to do a couple of club days, but he's flat out with his schedule. But I think the next one, New South Wales Dirt Track titles, the rescheduled date unfortunately got rained out. So yeah, the rescheduled date's mid next month, so I'm pretty excited for that one. And then yeah, directly after that's AFTN, so I can't wait to get down to Appen and be a part of it, be amongst it, and yeah, get round 1 and 2 underway.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I second that. Looking forward to it. Hopefully everything falls in line and we'll be good. I actually do have some breaking news, which probably doesn't mean much to anyone apart from me, but my wife is coming. Yeah, she's actually taken the day off work on Monday. So
wow.
Yeah. So you'll get to meet the other half of Clover. But so
you got to pull your finger out and get this Harley sorted out so you're right and ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I told her I'm racing.
Darcy might be single after that weekend. We never even know.
Yeah, ladies.
Yeah.
Could be, possibly.
You've seen how shiny it is.
Yeah, big it is. Yeah.
Right.
Well, it sounds like we better wrap this one up.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic chatting, Tom. And our next podcast is going to be with the man himself, Matt Davies from Davies Motorcycles. Looking forward to that. We're recording that one tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully we're going to be bringing you a bit of action from the AM Nationals. I'll let you know on our socials. So we don't always mention it. We've got the lovely Sky that does a bit of a mention about all our helpers and supporters and our partners is what I'm trying to say. So Classic Wheel Spokes, Otway Hydro Blasting, Tim and Michelle Loon, they're awesome to deal with. They can do a massive array of things to help you out with your projects. So contact them if you want to make your old parts look new again. Hydro Blasting does all that sort of stuff. He does fabricating. He can engine building. A lot of classic motorcycle sort of stuff, old Nortons, Harleys, that sort of things. So yeah, and of course wheel building. He helps us out building up wheels. Also we have shreddesign.co, James Davies up in Ayr by Tamworth. I got that right. No, I keep saying Tamworth, Townsville, up that way, Queensland. They help you out with your jersey prints, put your number on, name, and that, custom designs. Also, MX Inc., who do kits for your bikes. They do a jersey print package, including the prints as well. Yeah, and they're all custom kits. So you just back and forth with them until you got the design you're happy with. They do an awesome job. If you've seen all the Claver team's bikes so far, I've got the Claver logo and our sponsors and everything on it. It's awesome, or partners, I should say. And Euroka Fencing, Rick and the team at Euroka Fencing, thanks to them as well, always supportive. More into the fun bike sort of stuff at the moment with his son and that, but yeah, they really love motorcycling. He actually rode around the world on a Tenere, funnily enough.
Yeah, right.
And I fixed it up for him the other week, and we had a ride around the yard on it. It was pretty awesome. 1986 model, I think it is. And yeah, he shipped it over. I can't remember exactly what port, maybe England or something. And then they rode all around the world and on that sort of like the long way around, like Charlie and Ewan did. And then he brought it home, and he said he'll. It looks like it's been around the world too, by the way. He said he'll never sell it. It's because it's too many memories on it. But
nice.
Yeah, so all our partners love motorcycles and share the passion, and happy to help us try to keep bringing these pods to you guys and grow the flat track racing in Australia. That's what we're all about. And we really appreciate you tuning in and keep doing it, keep interacting. We've had a few emails. I'd like a lot more, though, a lot more people interacting and telling us what they think, because we do want to do some live pods. So on Facebook. So I've pretty much figured it out now. I mean, there might be a balls up. There's bound to be a balls up when we go to do it.
There's definitely going to be a balls up.
But we spent the first 5-10 minutes doing sign language to each other tonight because we couldn't hear each other. So
and it's like the first time we've done it too. Shit.
It wouldn't be a clever pod without that. So that one I'll let you know on the socials. Keep an eye on the socials. The Clover Flat Track products page on Instagram and Facebook is the same. I don't really share the businessy stuff or the podcast stuff on my personal one. So make sure you check out the Clover Flat Track products page on Instagram and Facebook. That's the way to do it. And always the episodes are done in video version on YouTube, which you could be watching this now, or on Spotify, so you can listen in your car and wherever else you are. Keep going. Flog that like button. Some genius came up with that term. Make sure you bloody flog that like button, share it with your mates. Let's make this thing big as. I can't think big as what? An elephant. I don't know. Let's make it huge.
Big as shit.
Big as shit, yeah. And and keep it sideways until next time. What do we do?
Go flat tracker, go.
Go flat tracker. Go flat tracker, go, go, go.